12, 13 books. Am I ashamed? A little bit. But my shame will be washed away when I'll get joy out of these books, right? Okay, let's start right off the bat. You know the drill. First up, we've got, this will come as no surprise to anyone that knows me or anyone who has seen any video where this book in the other edition is included, because it's Sirens by Antonia Ingres, my favorite book. I will give a kidney for this book. Okay, I'll give both of my kidneys for this book. It is my everything, my baby, I have not been able to stop thinking about this book since I finished it in April, and I still think about it every single day. Everything is about Louisa, Karina, Preston, and Robert. Changed my life, changed my everything. Will never recover. This will be a quarterly life event when I will be rereading this every 3 months, because it needs to be done. I will annotate this to the point it will be unrecognizable, and I am very tempted to buy another paperback copy that I won't ever touch, so that it just looks pristine and beautiful, because this book is my everything. I've tabbed up my hardcover book. However, I have not written in it. I will write in this. I will make sure that the margins are so full you won't be able to see the clear page underneath. Okay? Thank you. I also cannot tell you with an unbiased mind that you will enjoy this book, because as someone who is horribly biased, because this is about artists and the approach to art and why artists make art and all of that, I cannot with the conscious heart tell you you will enjoy this if you aren't someone who has done art in your life, wanted to be an artist, all of that. However, I can tell you for a fact, in this objective way, it is beautifully written, and I don't think it's like this candy floral prose. It's just very well written. Antonia has a certain way with words where it's not complicated, yet it's not just the very easy, just low maintenance type of prose, you know. It's my everything. I will die for this book. I'll read you the back, and I will read you author's note. There's no really spoilers, but let's move on. It's 2011. America is in a deeper recession, and Occupy Wall Street is escalating. But at the elite-run College of Art, students paint and sculpt in a rarefied bubble. Louisa Arsenal is a thoughtful, observant 19-year-old when she transfers to Ren as a scholarship student, but she soon finds herself adrift in an environment that prizes novelty over beauty. Complicating matters is Louisa's unexpected attraction to a charismatic roommate, Karina Parentek, the preternaturally gifted but mercurial daughter of wealthy art collectors. Louisa and Karina are drawn into an intense, sensual, and artistic relationship, but Karina also can't shake her fascination with Preston Utley, a senior and internet provocateur who is publicly feuding with the visiting professor, and a political painter, Robert Berger, a once controversial figurehead seeking to regain relevance. When Preston concocts an explosive hoax, the four artists are unexpectedly thrust into the cutthroat New York art world. Now they must struggle to find new identities in art, in society, and among one another. In the process, they have to either discover their most authentic terms of life, of success, failure, and joy, or risk losing themselves together, all together. Sorry. Mind you, I also wasn't convinced reading this, like the blurb. But God, did it change my life when I started. And I'll read you the author's note, because a letter from the author, because mind you, I read this when I got the paperback. I sobbed my eyes out, okay? Like, I full on broke down, okay? Like, dear reader, thank you for picking up Sirens and Muses. I began writing this novel 8 years ago when I was 23, but I've been thinking about its themes and ideas for most of my life. Though I'm not a visual artist, I'm the daughter of one. My mother has made art since She doesn't sell her work, but art is and always will be at the center of her life. When I was younger, I often wondered why. Why make art when it's so hard and so lonely, and when the world isn't interested in what you have to say? As I got older and began writing fiction, I asked myself this question too. And when I met my future husband, a painter who sometimes used me as his muse, I asked it of him. Why make art? This novel is in part an attempt to answer this question. Through its four main characters, I explore many different relationships to art and creativity. Money and ambition, love and desire, egoism and idealism, and yet Louisa, Karina, Robert and Preston are, like all of us, united in their longing for relevance and connection. The book begins as a campus novel about artists, but it explodes into exploration of our shared humanity, our struggles for independence and identity, and the undeniable fact that none of us can do it alone. I hope you'll see glimmers of yourself in my characters if you've ever pursued a creative endeavor, or been in love, or felt consumed by aching regret. But like every other artist, I've had to make peace with the fact that my work here is done. What happens next when you and this novel encounter each other is ultimately out of my hands. With gratitude, Antonia. Don't you feel like your life has been changed? Because mine sure has. I have to stop. I should have to move on. There's no words that can describe this book and what it means to me and everything. So yeah, picked up another copy of Sirens and Muses. I feel like you'll see this at the moment until Expedition comes out. I'm buying it. Might buy another paperback. I am at this point mentally ill. Next up, I've got here Red, White, and Royal Blue. Red, White, and Royal Blue. By Casey McQuiston. Casey McQuiston uses they them pronouns. Thank you very much. This is not the OG cover. The OG cover has these two lads on it. Let me tell you, I just hate this cover. I don't want to shame the Colleen Reinhardt for doing the cover. They've done a good job, but I just hate the style. I hate their faces. I hate everything. And with the release of the movie, since I read the book after a lot of the promo has started, I wanted to try and imagine the characters with the actors in mind. And I believe Vanessa Kelly is the official licensed illustrator for Red, White, and Royal Blue. Anything that has to do with the movie as well. So they've done this. I believe this is just like a poster you can buy, if even. So I just printed it out and plastered it over the cover, and I'm much happier. Thank you. But this isn't the official one. I've edited this. I've kind of tweaked it. I made Henry taller because he's taller in the book, and I also gave him blue eyes, even though you can't see. I'll pull up here the OG just so that you can see the difference. But yeah, it's a minor thing. But yeah, I wanted to. Honest to God, I was in a weird limbo when I was reading it. I kind of imagined them like the actors and kind of didn't. But yeah, I won't say how I feel about this book, but you can see from the times, I think. Okay, that's a lie because I have tapped up some books heavily when I hated them. So now, Sirens and Muses, expected of me. Red, White, Royal Blue, okay, expected of me, right? This, however, is not expected of me. Let me give you a little interlude. I don't know what came over me. I swear to God, I have zero idea. You can literally see down my throat. I don't know what came over me. Some spirit possessed me. It was like, you're going to read this right now. I genuinely don't remember what happened to me, but something in me was like, no, you want to read this right now for some odd reason. I think it also might have been that in the past few weeks, it has been the most disgusting, dark, gloomy, grim weather. Where's the summer? It was horrible. Like a proper English weather, you know? It is proper English weather, which is like great. But I sneezed. I am right. I mean, it's proper English weather, right? But I missed summer because I was like, we're going to have this all year round. I only because I just didn't think it would be something I enjoy. I don't reach for romance of this type. I'm very particular with romance, you know, and I wasn't really interested in Emily Henry. Don't remember what prompted me to pick this one up, but I believe that everybody kept saying that this was like the best of her work, and maybe it was the fact that I just kind of got like proper summer vibes, because obviously, you know, it takes place in summer, or I don't know, maybe I saw a quote, truly don't remember. I will probably remember after I stop filming, but you know, yeah, I picked this up. I expected it to be teeny tiny cute, and it's everything but teeny tiny cute. It's gigantic. I think it's very much the regular size for Viking, which is the like under penguin, I believe, because my other Viking book, which is The Things We Do to Our Friends, is also big, like this size. Do I hate it? No. Do I enjoy smaller books? Yeah. Anyway, I picked the UK cover. Well, of course I have the UK cover, but like sometimes I really go out of my way to get American ones. But I feel like even though I do like the hot pink, I feel like the whole fully hot pink was kind of throwing me off. And there's something about the blue in there that just really, yeah, does it for me. This is very unexpected of me. I hope it is unexpected of me to you as well, because then you know me. I won't say a word. My lips are locked. Watch my future TBR, because I do plan making one for August, because there are quite a few books I actually can make like a full like August not TBR wrap up, because up until now I had just books all over the place, so I never made specific month wrap ups. But there will be one for August, and this will be in it, and I have opinions, maybe really good ones, maybe not. Maybe I am an Emily Henry girly, maybe I am a hater, who knows. But yeah, let's move on. I'm getting better at this thing of not talking 20 minutes about a singular book. Next up, you could have seen this in my TBR plans video. It's Call Me By Your Name by Andreas Mann. The only thing I'm going to say is I don't expect to be blown away. I am kind of reading this to confirm my suspicion that no matter how much I will like the story or like the way it's written, the age gap will be something that will make me say, I cannot recommend you this book. However, something in me was like, read it. One of my friends loves this book more than anything, and I do think she has all the screws in her head, you know, so it's like, also I saw this cover, and it's really like the style of sad gaze, you know, like Little Life, like Lie With Me, so it needed to join the family. Okay, funnily enough, I actually don't have the sad gay cover for Little Life, but yeah. I think I've stated my opinion on this so many times, but the movie is visually stunning, breathtaking, really. I don't know whether they shortened the age gap in the movie, because I've heard that the age gap is even bigger in the book, or maybe the person I heard it from got that wrong, but I'm slightly concerned. However, I hope to read that soon, so I can also give you a review on that, since I have read Lie With Me, which will be in the wrap-up. Next up, maybe not so an unexpected book purchase, because I do read classics. However, I don't really care for classics with romance in it, because look, if I have to read about a woman barely having any societal, you know, like presence, I can't do it. Okay, I can't. And I have read Wuthering Heights, not voluntarily, let me tell you that, and that has scarred me. If I will hear somebody say Wuthering Heights is a good book and a good romance, I will literally strangle Metamorphosis. Like, these are my classics. However, despite my Emily Bronte trauma, I never read anything by Miss Jane Austen. And I know that everybody loves Miss Jane Austen. And I was really scarred. And I really thought that people just, maybe it's not as bad as Wuthering Heights, but it's still not going to be anything that I could, with conscious mind, enjoy. However, I think I've been healed. I do think I've been healed. And something in me was like, read it. Yeah. I am the most excited about Emma, which I will not have in this haul, I'm already telling you, because I knew how much I'm excited about Emma. I did want to read other Jane Austen books, and I knew the moment I will pick up Emma, I probably might even lose interest in the other books, in case I'm not going to be absolutely blown away. So I gave myself a challenge, and I picked up Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Who would have guessed? In the Penguin Cloth-bound edition. I think I've mentioned this at some point. I do think it should be a crime that they don't make all the classics in the cloth-bound edition, because what do you mean that my collection is not gonna match? What do you mean that you're going to give me a lot of my favorite classics in the cloth-bound edition, but then you're not going to give me Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or All Quiet on the Western Front? So slightly upset, you know. But I picked up the cloth-bound edition because if I'm going to have this in my bookshelf, it better be cloth-bound. I do love this. It's beautiful. It's baby blue as, I assume that's a sunflower, but it could be any flower, really. Now the thing is, I think I've seen this with like crimson flowers, and you'll be like, well, maybe it's just different. My bookmark is crimson, so I don't know whether this is common thing, or I've got the wrong bookmark, or I've got the wrong flowers, but yeah, that's a thing. God, I love how classics don't know the concept of space in between lines. So yeah, I picked up Sense and Sensibility. I am moderately excited about this, you know. I'm excited to give it a try, and I'm going to give you a little red, white, royal blue spoiler, but Henry does quote Sense and Sensibility in it, and I'm like, you look, if there are men turning up like wet dogs, like in the Jane Austen fashion in that book, you know, there's a thing Miss Jane Austen does well, and that is make men pathetic and look like wet dogs, you know. So I am certainly somewhat intrigued. I don't know if it's in this one, but I know it's in Pride and Prejudice. So yeah, let's not talk about the fact that I have fingerprints on the top of the book already. My dirty little fingers. Next up, I've got kind of random but not random book, and that is my prized possession, Resident Evil, the Umbrella Conspiracy by S.D. Perry. I think I've mentioned this in my Resident Evil chit chat video that I've ordered this, and I have no idea whether this will come because this is out of stock. This is unable to be bought. Well, I found it, and I was like, it's not too expensive, and I'm willing to risk it. And I risked it for the biscuit, and I got the biscuit. She's my prized possession. I love her more than anything. I believe it's essentially like a novel about the first Resident Evil game. And I don't know what that did to my brain chemistry, but that statement did something. And I was like, I need this. Have I read a Jane Austen book? No, not yet. Do I think I'll love this as well? Even though I don't know if I will even like Jane Austen. Yes. Don't quote me on this. I might be absolutely painfully wrong. And that is North and South. Sorry for the ring light. North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. Or Gaskell. Sorry, I'm not sure. This is in the Penguin Classics. Does it match any of my other books? No, but at this point, if it's not cloth bound, I've just given up on matching them. They're just going to be randomly stacked next to one another. Yeah, I have nothing really to say apart from let's read the blurb. How am I to dress up in my finery and go off and away to smart parties after the sorrow I have seen today? Do you feel affected by that quote? Because I sure do. Look. When her father leaves the church in a crisis of conscience, Margaret Hale is uprooted from her comfortable home in Hampshire to move with her family to the north of England. Initially repulsed by the ugliness of her new surroundings in the industrial town of Milton, Margaret becomes aware of the poverty and suffering of the local mill workers and develops a passionate sense of social justice. We love to see it. We love a social justice warrior. This is intensified by her tempestuous relationship with the mill owner and self-made man John Thornton, as their fierce opposition over his treatment of his employees masks a deeper attraction. In North and South, Elizabeth Gaskell skillfully fused individual feeling with social concern, and in Margaret Hale created one of the most original heroines of Victorian literature. I mean, I am intrigued. Like, if I have to read a classic that will include romance, I am very much intrigued by this. I just like sorrow and misery. Do I need help? Probably. Don't we just love when the classics don't understand the concept of spacing? It's so tiny and there's no spacing between the lines. At this point, it's like the letters could be legit printed onto one another and there would be no more space in between them. But yeah, I am rather excited about this. And in the classics fashion, the last classic I promise is Pride and Prejudice by Miss Jane Austen. I love the peacocks. I do believe it's supposed to be peacock. I love birds. This makes me irrationally happy. Everybody loves Pride and Prejudice. Maybe I will become one of you guys. I don't have much to say about this book, really. It's just, yeah. I think I will start with Sense and Sensibility because I do think that I'll enjoy this more. My friend that has read some of Jane Austen said that a lot of, at least Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility, they very much give off the same vibe, the same plot, like all of that. It's nothing like different, you know. So I might read Sense and Sensibility first, just because everybody seems to enjoy these books, whether they are someone who has completely different book taste than I, or people who have the same taste as I do, you know. So, but who knows? Maybe I'll just randomly be like, my brain will give me a signal like, read this now, and I'll read it at that point. But yeah, this was £17. We love to see it. Okay, next up, kind of a random buy, like a very out of the blue. That is, you cannot. Sorry for the flipped sorry for the flipped image. The Dead and the Dark by Courtney Gold. I have never heard of this. Nope, I've seen nobody talk about this. This was a random recommendation when I was buying something else. Not gonna lie, the cover got me very much intrigued. I love the cover. And yeah, let's read the reveals truth about the town, their families, and themselves that neither of them are ready for. As the danger intensifies, they realize that their growing feelings for each other could be a light in the darkness. Courtney Gold's thrilling debut is about the things that lurk in the dark corners, the parts of you that can't remain hidden, and about finding home in places and people you didn't expect. So yeah, I am rather excited to read this during the fall. It's not on my immediate TBR, but I'm excited to read this, and I'll definitely let you know what I think of it, because I never hear people talking about this, but I think it could be pretty cool, but yeah, we'll see. Next time, if you thought Emily Henry's book was like, what is happening to you? Book club, sweetheart. Look, I truly don't know what came over me. I have no idea. I don't know what spirits possessed me. I don't know what I was going through. It is so bad, to the point, my friend, when I told her I am reading this, or this genre, legit said, bro, what the fuck is going on with you? I am not necessarily a romance connoisseur. If you know me, you know that about me, because I am a romance disliker on a good day, a romance hater on a slightly worse day. Not because I hate happy endings and hate love and joy. No, it's just that I can't bring myself to really care for a relationship when there's only the relationship happening. Like, I need more to really be invested, and I just don't care, you know. And especially if the romance is unconvincing, like it's hard to make romance appealing and something that I will be really rooting for the characters, you know. And especially, I never read purely romance books. The type for, I'm sorry, I'm going to insult people, but like for lonely women. Now, that is like a stereotype of prejudice. Obviously, not only women read this, like, we just understand the kind of what they were made. The books were made with this concept in mind. Obviously, young people read this, middle-aged people read this, old people read this, people in general. So, but it's a straight romance that I guess is supposed to make you feel like fuzzy inside, whatever. I do not feel fuzzy inside when I see a manly man. I just don't, you know. So I was never intrigued when I heard of this series. It was like, I keep hearing it because it's very popular, but it always was like, good for you, moving on. And I think the thing that prompted me to even look into it deeper was that somebody said that they're changing the covers, and as probably the only person on this earth that thinks that they still, like, already discreet covers, but I guess I don't know what publisher that is, the OG covers that are discreet are ugly, legit ugly. Probably legit the only person on this earth that thinks that, because everybody seems to be fawning over those covers, and I'm just sitting here like, please change them, do us a service. And I was curious what the other covers look like. And now, I know I'm not showing you the book, but it is a big reveal. And I went to look, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that this is some amazing graphic design job. Absolutely not. It's easy. It's low maintenance. It's nothing wow, you know. But they do things to my brain. Something about them just does things to my brain. They're cute, you know. They're alright. And I read the look inside excerpt from Amazon that you can read. I read all four. But you know, connecting the dots, you might know what the series is already. I read all four, and this one was the only one that has had me like somewhat intrigued from the beginning of the book. And I also know that this one has a lot more to the characters and story from the beginning than just romance between two random people and they fall in love within the pages. Like, there's more history to these characters, and people seem to like the depth of this book. So that's why I decided to ultimately this is the third book in the Chestnut Springs series. It's essentially about this cowboys, but Canadian cowboys, not like Republicans, yaw cowboys in America, like Canadian cowboys, and that's supposed to be less problematic and more sexy. I don't know. It'd be like ice skate, like the skates are not cowboys. Yeah, I know. This series follows like brothers. You have the main family, which is the Eatons or whatever they're called, really, and there's three brothers and one sister, I think, and you follow the three brothers and some additional people throughout the books. The first one follows a guy named Red, who's like a bull rider, and he essentially has like a PR scandal, and then his manager makes his daughter, like babysit Red, being like, don't let him cause an international accident, like incident, if you know what it has from, and the girl's name is Summer, and there's like, it's about the romance. That's the first book called Flawless. Second one is about the oldest brother who is also a single dad, and he needs a nanny, and Summer employs her best friend for the job, so it's like a romance between the single dad and the nanny. The third one follows a cousin of the brothers, Sloane, and and an unofficial brother, Jasper, who's essentially, he's a random kid. Okay, he's not related to them, but he's been taken in by the family when he was like a teenager, I think. So he considers the guys like his brothers, but he's not actually related to them. And the difference in this one is that Sloane and Jasper know each other from like childhood. They're childhood best friends. Like, it's childhood best friends to lovers type deal. And he is actually an hockey player. I don't think he's in the NHL, or maybe he is. Of course he is. I don't know, but something like that. And Slow is a ballerina. Kind of cliche, I know, but from what I read just what the Amazon offered me, really. So I just tapped it up, so I don't have to like read it again. I just skimmed through these. It seemed I was decently happy with Jasper as a male character. Like, it wasn't difficult to get through his chapters because of him just wanting to like bend Sloane over a couch or something, like there seemed to be more to this book. I believe it's supposed to dabble into like trauma, just like our childhood and stuff like that, so I am remotely intrigued. I don't think this will suddenly make me a romance lover. Doubt that. However, I think with everything this book offers, I could come out of this with a pleasant opinion on the book, being like, it's good. Maybe not high rated for me personally, but it's good. Yeah. So yeah, I am willing to give it a try. And I knew that I will probably dislike more the first and third book, so I just picked up the third one. They're like interconnected standalones in a way. Like, of course, yeah, you get like much more joy when you like read them in succession and you like know the characters that then appear in the books like as side characters, but I don't really care enough to really put myself through that kind of torture. So yeah, but I don't know what prompted me to really make this purchase. Maybe because it actually costed like £9 or something. So I was like, let's give it a try. Next up, we've got If We Were Villains by Emma Rio. This is the beginning of my dark academia stack. Not in here, just in general. I needed, viscerally needed the hardcover. Was I willing to sell my kidney for it? Yes. This, it was not on it, okay? I did that to the book. I did that. Because when I removed the tape from the package, I just crumpled it and threw it in my bag, like to throw it out when I see trash can. And it got stuck. And because this is like such a soft material, it left this on it. I have no one to blame but myself. And we're practicing self-love, so like I'm not gonna say what I think of myself for this, but yeah. Yeah, I believe that you know pretty much what this is about. But yeah, let's read it. precious futures ahead of us, though we saw no farther than the books in front of our faces. On the day Oliver Marks is released from jail, the man who put him there is waiting at the door. Detective Colborne wants to know the truth, and after 10 years, Oliver is finally ready to tell it. 10 years ago, Oliver is one of 7 young Shakespearean actors at the Lecture Classical Conservatory, a place of keen ambition and fierce competition. In this secluded world of firelight and leather-bound books, Oliver and his friends play the same roles on stage and off. Hero, villain, tyrant, temptress, ingenue. I'm sorry. I actually don't know that word, like how it's pronounced. I'm sorry. And extras. But in their fourth and final year, the balance of power begins to shift. Good-natured rivalries turn ugly, and on opening night, real violence invades the students' world of make-believe. In the morning, fourth years find themselves facing their very own tragedy and their greatest acting challenge yet, convincing the police, one another, and themselves that they are innocent. If coming-of-age story, part confession, If We Were Villains explores the magical and dangerous boundary between art and life. In this tale of loyalty and betrayal, madness and ecstasy, the players must choose what roles to play before the curtain falls. Very exciting in my humble opinion. I do want to read this in Secret History this fall. That's like on my bucket list, really. And it has these, I haven't yet again not learned the term for this, but it has these pages. You won't be able to see. They're not cut evenly. You know, they're not cut. I don't know. There's a term for this, and I heard the term, but I never had to really use it, so I can't remember it right now. But yeah, it's like in these tiny little stacks. The way it's bound, that's one thing. Oh, that kind of makes me uncomfortable looking at it, actually. But they're also not cut smoothly, but rather with like ragged edges and stuff like that. So, yeah. Oh my god, that's tragedy waiting to happen. On point for the video, but not on point for it to fall. Okay, next up, I've got only 2 last books, and that is The Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I have not read anything by S.T. Gibson. However, they have a book coming out in January or February that I'm very intrigued by. Kind of dark academia, lesbians, vampires, enemies to lovers type deal. Very much giving me Karina and Louisa, but more in a more academic setting. And I am thrilled. I am seated. But because I have not read any S.T. Gibson book, I kind of wanted to try, and I read nothing but praise for The Dowry of Blood. It has the same edges as If We Were Villains. Will you be able to see? Yeah. Essentially, I believe this is like a retelling of, I don't know if it's like retelling, it's a story from the point of view of Dracula's first wife, Constanta, sorry. And it's basically her, I believe it's in the form of letters to Dracula, but I'm not sure, it might not be actually, not sure, where she essentially describes her relationship with him, their love, and how it, evolved and progressed, and how they invited new people into the relationship, and how her relationship with the new people progressed, and a lot of abuse and just toxic aspects of the relationships get covered in this book. And yeah, I've heard genuinely nothing but praise, so I am very excited about this. I do want to read Dracula first before this, just so that in case it references certain, I mean it obviously will, but if it like heavily references certain aspects of the novel, I want to be able to know them. But yeah, very excited about it. I do think this cover is beautiful. I do believe all the editions were rather pretty. I think some edition, not sure if this one has a thing like you can with an app, if you do something like there will be her eyes underneath or something like that. Technology. Okay. This is my last love letter to you. Though some would call it a confession. You see, I think it's in the form of love letters. Saved from the brink of death by a mysterious stranger, Constanta is transformed from a medieval peasant plan on going to see the newest movie in November. I always know this is in the book, and I've not read the book, the ballads of songbirds and snakes and songbirds, something like that. I wanted to read that. I don't own that book. I read The Hunger Games as a trilogy, like one book where all three were in it years ago. I don't even have that book anymore. And I wanted to read the final one. And when I thought of what books from my from when I was younger and I had my avid reader era, what books I would want to definitely own in my collection right now. Because one day maybe I would, of course, like to get all of the series that I enjoyed a long time ago, when this was like very popular, like the 2013-14 era. But right now, I kind of just wanted to pick some that I really want to have in my collection, and if I had to choose one that, in my opinion, aged like a fine wine, it is The Hunger Games. Like, I think it's an ageless concept. They are ageless books. Like, you don't understand how I feel about these books. No, I believe you do, because I bet you feel the same way. And I really, really, really badly wanted the movie tie-in editions, because I do believe that might be my favorite graphic design, like a movie tie-in novel design of any book ever. Like the way it uses the fire on the bird and everything. I can't remember what it's called. Is everything to me. I love them. But they're essentially impossible to get. You can obviously get the ballad Snakes and Songbirds, or what it's called, because that's coming out in September, which might be even my favorite, but but you cannot get the other ones really all that easily. I hope I have the second one, Catching Fire, coming in with the movie tie novel. So if that is in my possession, I'll be happy. And I did place an order for the third one and the first one. However, these books are very much like, at the bookstore that I ordered it from, it's very much like, we'll search the world for you, but we cannot guarantee you'll get them. And I'm fine with that. Like, I just wanted to see, because they've got my back and they usually look for the books for me. If they'll find them. I have found the first one on Amazon, I believe, like used, so that might be a thing to buy. But I have not found a third one that I could buy. And how I got to this is that when I was just searching for the books, I saw this edition. I was like, legit, what is this? I've never seen this in my life. And I found out this is like the 10th anniversary, very special edition. That is impossible to get. Absolutely impossible to get. If you want to get these books, it's like 300. Like, people are selling it for 300 and up. And I'm like, is it that serious? You cannot get the first and the second book. I've tried. However, I could snag this one. And I told myself that in case I never get the first and the second book, as like a prized possession kind of item, I'll at least have this one. And worst case scenario, I will sell this one. This goes out of stock completely as well, Maybe a smart business decision, maybe not. So yeah, I'm not gonna read the back because it obviously will have spoilers, even though I believe you probably have interacted with Hunger Games at some point. Yeah. I mean, I like the editions. I do like the whole concept of the bird and everything more. But these are very cool, and the first feel this like dread of the video is horrible and I hate how I did it and I should redo it after I finish, but that might be inevitable really. So yeah, I hope you guys still enjoy these videos. They're very random. I'm very scatterbrained to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope that I'll get rid of this awful feeling because it's making filming very difficult for me, and I don't want it to be. I want to feel the way that I used to feel. But I'm sounding as if I'm filming. I've been filming for years upon years. I've been regularly filming for half a year, which is unbelievable. That I've already gained 1K subscribers, which is I'm so thankful for you guys that you actually enjoy my videos. Even if you've enjoyed one or two, I'm glad that maybe you'll ever, maybe you reach for those videos again. So it's unbelievable, but I'm putting so much more pressure on myself for some reason lately, and I hate that